One of the most commonly used assessment terms at university is the term discuss.
The word cloud that you can see in front of you is the result of us entering approximately 75,000 words of assessment questions into Wordle.
In a research project we ran, which was funded by Edinburgh and Napier University Teaching Fellows, we had a series of focus groups which combined students, both home English-speaking background students and Chinese-speaking students, lecturers, also home English-speaking and Chinese-speaking background lecturers, and they talked about common task words.
These could have been words such as define, analyse, critically evaluate, outline, and the word discuss. And just as an example, here's what one UK lecturer said about the word discuss.
That's a good one. Use it all the time. Discuss. Must contain the elements of critically appraise, analyse, review. It's got synthesis, it's got scholarship, it's got the lot in discuss. And yet, in contrast, here's what a student said.
Oh, I hate this one. I don't really know what it means to discuss, and I often failed on it. Well, not fail, but, not do so well. I read somewhere in one book that discuss means that you have to highlight the most important points of certain arguments and either compare or contrast them.
And does that make sense to you?
No.
What we're going to look at are the common task or assessments words, like the ones we've already mentioned, and we're going to look at how they're often defined in glossaries.
And as opposed to glossary approach, we're actually going to propose a different approach, which we're calling an anti-glossary approach. And we don't mean that we're against glossaries, we just mean that what we're suggesting is opposite to what the glossary tries to do. Rather than to set in stone a particular meaning, we're recommending that it's explored according to a number of criteria. The first one being
language, the language that background you come from, and maybe the lecturer's language background.
The second is culture, yours, the lecturer, the subject, the university, and so on.
Stakeholder, who set the task, who's expected to do it. There's also subject. Is there a specific language in that subject? Is there jargon commonly used? Or is there a discourse of the subject area?
And time is also another element. How your understanding of the word has changed over time and how it's differently used, perhaps.
The final one is level and weight. By level, we mean what year are you in when the task is set? How much is the question actually worth, and will that make a difference? 5%? 10%? More?
Just before we tell you about what we've done and what we've found, how about a little bit of theory?